So the World Rugby Player of the Year 2025 will be decided on the 22nd, guys. I think Ox Nché is the clear favorite to win this one, but let me know what you think, guys. Who's going to win it this time? So here's the reason why I think Ox Nché might be the favorite. His dominance and consistency and influence on the South African scrum has been unmatched, guys. But the problem is the French kid. I think that kid might win it because he's had a full season of consistent major trophies. But in this case, I think Ox Nché deserves it because he's the first prop in history to be nominated for this award. This alone just shows how exceptional this man has been for the Springbok. I think he's one of the most destructive scrummagers in world rugby right now. And when he's on the field, South Africa always a chance to win a penalty. And the Springboks have actually won more scrum penalties in the World Rugby Championships than all three other teams combined, guys. That's actually insane, and it shows how dominant Ox Nché has been and how his work rate and defense and his carries also impacts the team. So I think he's clearly the emotional favorite because he's been consistent and he delivers in big pressure moments. But the only problem is that he got injured at the most crucial time of the year, and I think that might just harm his chances to win it this time. And if it was up to South Africa, I think all of South Africa will be voting for him to win. I hope he wins this one, but it might actually go to Louis, and here's why. He's been the top try scorer in the Six Nations. He's helped France win the Six Nations as well. He was really brilliant in the top 14, dangerous in attack, excellent in the high ball, and I think he played the most minutes than any South African player because South Africa has been rotating their squad, and voters traditionally, they lean towards great individual performance, and his season has actually been stellar, guys, let's be honest, and that's the reason why I think he might just peep Ox Nché. But I think Pieter-Steph du Toit has also had a really good season, very, very consistent, always physical, good defensively, played well this year, but I think he's not been on his peak level. Still huge, but not the standout player. Malcolm Marx has actually been one of the most complete hookers in the world. He has had a slow start to the season, but I think we saw at Wellington, he dominated that game. I mean, the lineups have been excellent. He's been scoring tries. He's been dominant on the breakdown. But I don't think his late season rise will just help him win it this time. So my final prediction is that Ox Nché is the sentimental, and statistically he's the favorite to win this one. And I hope he really wins it because we love him and the South Africans love him. But his injury has reduced his minutes and could work against him. So I think Louis will win it, but I'm praying Ox Nché wins it for South Africa. So some great news coming through. Mostert's red card has been rescinded and is clear to play. But I feel that red card early in the game completely changed the match. And despite South Africa winning the game, that should have never been a red card. And I'm glad World Rugby has seen it and they've rectified it. But again, why was it a red card in the first place? The referee said he saw high danger. There wasn't, which was not there. But initially shows it was on the chest, right? But for me, a wrong red card still damages the game, guys. Even if it's overturned later on, the match is already affected. Like you can't replay the game with 15 men. Like tactical plans change, players fatigue, momentum shifts, and the Boks have been repeatedly hit with these poor decisions this tour, guys. I mean, Lou Deaga was wrongfully red carded as well. I don't know what the outcome of his appeal is going to be, and Mampipi and Vessels are out from the club bans as well. So I feel like SA are being treated unfairly, and it's actually hard to argue against right now. Players get cited, banned, fined, but referees get nothing. No post-match explanations, no consequences. I feel like the inconsistencies in application of the rules is just too much on the Springboks, and teams cannot prepare for inconsistency, right? It affects more than just one game. It affects the selections, it will affect injuries, it can also affect the rankings, which will affect the pools in the group stages of the Rugby World Cup, right? So it's not just one match that there's a ripple effect in these decisions, right? We just need clear, consistent referees and a proper TMO. So the referees, I feel like, need to come and explain their decisions publicly and just be held accountable, because it is really unfair on the players who put out the work and prepare for these games only to be unfairly red carded. But well done to World Rugby. I hope in the next game against Ireland there won't be many wrong decisions made. So the South have dominated the 2025 Autumn Series, heading into week 4 with a 6-4 lead over the North, and that just sets the stage perfectly for something even bigger next year, because the international rugby is about to change, guys. In 2026 we're going to have the NCHÉ'S Championship, and honestly this is the most exciting shake in world rugby. Why? Because it's going to be even more exciting. For the first time, the North and South will face off in a structured global league, not just friendly tours, not just random autumn fixtures. Every match counts, every point matters, and everything builds towards one title. So I think it's going to be a blockbuster from round one. The tournament kicks off in July with northern teams traveling to the south. And guys, just look at these opening matchups: South Africa versus England, New Zealand versus France, Australia versus Ireland. These are World Cup level games happening on 1 week. So I think this is going to be exciting, because for a long time there's been debates of who's better, the North and the South, even though the South have dominated in terms of winning World Cups, but the North teams also believe they're equally as good. So the second half, the Southern Giants actually come north, like the autumn series. So except now will be on the line. So there'll be no experiment squads, no development tours. So end of next year, from November the 27th, each team faces the same ranked opponent from the opposite hemisphere, and the first will meet the first in the grand final, the second in the second versus the second, the third versus the third, and so forth until the sixth. And right now we're going to see who's the true champion between the two. This is not going to replace the Rugby World Cup. The Northern fans, you might be excited because of that, but I think this is just going to help improve the game. And so guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think this is a good idea? Can the North respond when the games finally have loose stakes, guys? Can South maintain the dominance when a global title's on the line? I think South Africa is still going to dominate this. They've got huge depth and huge pedigree in this kind of tournaments, and they've shown grit and pressure moments. So the 2026 is going to be massive. There's also the New Zealand tour. That's just going to be amazing. So this is a new era. So 2026 isn't just another season, guys. It's a brand new era in the international rugby.